What's up, gamers? Hi, Guardians, and hello, Internet. Bungie recently dropped a developer deep dive into Prismatic. Let's take a look. Dev Insights Prismatic Deep Dive delivered by the Destiny 2 gameplay team. Hey, Guardians, gameplay team here, starting with the release of Stasis and Beyond Light in 2020. Man, that just seems like a long time ago, huh? Continuing with Subclass 3.0 during the year of the Witch Queen, and most recently with the release of Strand and Lightfall, we've been hard at work building out the full kit of abilities, aspects, and fragments that you've assembled into your perfect monster slaying machine. The builds you've crafted help you overcome insurmountable odds, taking down powerful foes, and ensuring the safety of the last city. For now. With the final shape looming, the threat has never been more imminent, and the stakes have never been higher. We knew that if humanity was going to go up against the Witness, we had to pull out all the stops. So it goes on to say here, welcome to Prismatic. For the first time, players will be able to wield the powers of light and darkness simultaneously, unlocking combinations of abilities never before possible. Today, we'd like to give you a brief overview of the Final Shape's new Prismatic subclass, including the suite of abilities available, how you'll expand your capabilities, and the unique gameplay it brings to the table. The Prismatic subclass is familiar, but with a twist. Your super, melee, grenade, and aspect slots will feature a selection of light and darkness abilities from all 5 damage types. You can also select from all available movement modes and class abilities, including the subclass specific ones such as Phoenix Dive, Acrobat's Dodge, and Thruster. Our main goal for Prismatic is to enable new and interesting build crafting combinations that lead to new types of gameplay so that we can keep the game feeling fresh. As part of this, some of the abilities we've chosen are ones that we think have been overused since their initial release and have exciting interactions with the rest of the roster. In many cases, we've adjusted how certain aspects function to specifically enable these unique interactions. With Prismatic, we want to make an immediate impact. From the very first mission of the Final Shape, you'll have access to a complete starting Prismatic build with a set of light and darkness abilities, aspects, and a full set of fragments. Let's dive into the details of what these starting builds have to offer, as well as the rest of abilities you'll be wielding. All right, Guardians, before we get into a breakdown of each of the Prismatic features for all 3 classes, let's take a look at the introduction from the Bungie game developer Final Shape preview, which we also did a reaction video on. I'm going to have the link for that in the video below. But the introduction to that is a showcase, if you will, using the Hunter class with Prismatic. And it's an absolute, like, eye-popper, mind-blowing visual experience. Let's take a look. Prismatic Hunter. Instinct is honed over years to respond in an instant. The Prismatic Hunter is evasive and maneuverable, grappling around the battlefield and leaping to advantageous positions with Ascension. Their starting Prismatic build enables that maneuverability, with Winter's Shroud providing a handy debuff that Stylish Executioner, which now triggers by defeating an enemy afflicted by any subclass debuff, can activate from, providing easily accessible invisibility to reposition to wherever you need to be with safety. You will be able to choose between the different light and darkness abilities from each column below. So for supers, we got Storm's Edge, Golden Gun Marksman, Silence and Squall, Silk Strike, and Shadow Shot Deadfall. For class abilities, Marksman's Dodge, Gambler's Dodge, Acrobat's Dodge. For movement modes, High Jump, Strafe Jump, Triple Jump, and Blink. Melee abilities, Combination Blow, Knife Trick, Withering Blade, Threaded Spike, and Snare Bomb. Grenade abilities, Arc Bolt Grenade, Swarm Grenade, Duskfield Grenade, Grapple, and Magnetic Grenade. Aspects, Ascension, Gunpowder Gamble, Winter Shroud, Threaded Spectre, and Stylus Executioner. It also notes that starting in parentheses indicates abilities that are included in your starting prismatic build during their first mission of the final shape. Prismatic Titan, the coalescence of light and darkness into an unbreakable bulwark gripped in an unstoppable fist. The Prismatic Titan excels at disabling enemies to make them easy targets for high-impact follow-ups. Drenger's Lash, Shackle Grenade, and Diamond Lance are all potent primers for a subsequent Consecration, Thunderclap, or powerful Unbreakable Blast. Their starting build allows them to freeze targets with Diamond Lance, which can be created from any ability, Final Blow, and wind up fully charged Thunderclaps to remove the threat from the fight in one fell swoop. Supers, Twilight Arsenal, Thunder Crash, Blade Fury, Hammer of Soul, Glacial Quake. Class abilities, Towering Barricade, Rally Barricade, and Thruster. Movement modes, High Lift, Strafe Lift, Catapult Lift. Melee abilities, Shield Throw, Thunderclap, Frenzied Blade, Hammer Strike, Shiver Strike. Grenade abilities, Suppressor Grenade, Pulse Grenade, Shackle Grenade, Thermite Grenade, and Glacial Grenade. Aspects, Unbreakable, Knockout, Drenger's Lash, Consecration, and Diamond Lance. Again, the starting in parentheses indicates abilities that are included in the starting prismatic build during the first mission of the final shape. Prismatic Warlock, truth lies in the seams between light and darkness. The Prismatic Warlock brings an army to bear, summoning a horde of Bleak Watchers, Hellions, and Threadlings in the blink of an eye. Their starting build lets them lock down entire rooms with Bleak Watcher and Penumbral Blast, and their ability damage, including damage caused by shattering the frozen targets, kickstarts Feeds the Void, granting grenade energy to start the cycle anew. For supers, we have Song of Flame, Nova Bomb, Cataclysm, Storm Trance, Winter's Wrath, and Needle Storm. Class abilities, Healing Rift, Empowering Rift, and Phoenix Dive. Movement modes, Burst Glide, Strafe Glide, Controlled Glide, and Blink. Melee abilities, Incinerator Snap, Pocket Singularity, Chain Lightning, Penumbral Blast, and Arcane Needle. Grenade abilities, Healing Grenade, Vortex Grenade, Storm Grenade, Cold Snap Grenade, and Threadling Grenade. Aspects, Hellion, Feed the Void, Lightning Surge, Bleak Watcher, and Weaver's Call. Again, the starting in parentheses indicates abilities that are included when you start that first mission in TFS. Explore your potential. While you'll start off with a fairly focused initial loadout, you'll quickly expand your toolset and possible combinations. As you continue through the Pale Heart of the Traveler, you'll uncover the remaining abilities, aspects, and fragments as mission rewards, as well as unlocking them through post-campaign quests and as collectibles hidden in the world. Our ultimate goal is that as you progress in your journey to save the Traveler and humanity, you're able to continually experiment with new build crafting options and find novel ways to tackle the challenges ahead of you. There's no currency to earn to unlock these new build crafting elements. When you find a prismatic chest in the world or after a particularly tough battle, they're immediately granted and available for use. Part of building Prismatic was ensuring that every option and combination felt viable across a variety of content and difficulties. So most of the abilities you've seen here also had a tuning pass that we'll share in more detail in the lead up to the final shape's release. Aspects that were damage type specific have had their requirements loosened when using Prismatic. For example, Diamond Lance and Feed the Void activate from ability defeats of any damage type, not just stasis and void. And Stylish Executioner activates when defeating an enemy afflicted by any elemental debuff, not just void. Break past your limits. Prismatic is more than using familiar abilities and new combinations. We also wanted to create new gameplay to showcase the player's newfound mastery of the elements. Enter Transcendence. It is the result of the collision of light and darkness that your Guardian can now control and enables the use of never before seen power. When you're using Prismatic, you'll notice a new bar below your super energy meter. This is the new indicator for the Transcendence light and darkness meters. All right, so let's take a look.
In Prismatic, underneath your super bar, there's a light meter and a dark meter. As you deal damage with either light damage or dark damage, it fills the respective sides of the meter. Once both sides are full, you get this new level of power that we're calling Transcendence.
So when you deal light aligned damage, Arc, Solar, and Void, or apply light align buffs or debuffs, the light bar on the left fills. When you deal darkness align damage, stasis or strand, or apply darkness align buffs or debuffs, the darkness bar on the right fills. Kinetic damage fills both bars at a reduced rate, but that rate increases when either bar is filled, making it a solid choice to help a lagging bar catch up. When both bars are full and meet in the middle, Transcendence is available. While Transcendent, your melee and grenade energy are instantly refreshed and regenerate more quickly. Dealing damage with a grenade further increases your melee regeneration rate and vice versa. Your weapon damage is slightly increased and you are more resistant to incoming damage. Our goal for Transcendence, both in terms of uptime and potency, is that it feels like a miniature super that's only readily available when your loadout and playstyle interweave light and darkness together in harmony. Being Transcendent also allows you to break the shields of special combatants standing in your way on your journey through the pale heart of the Traveler. These combatants have been bound by the Witness and are invulnerable to incoming damage otherwise. In addition to these boosts, while Transcendent, you'll also have a new grenade, one unique to each class, that deals both light and darkness damage types. So for the Hunter, Hailfire Spike. Throw a device charged with stasis matter and solar energy that attaches to surfaces or targets and then erupts into a slowing storm. After a short duration, the device ignites, creating a deadly scorching cyclone. For the Titan, Electrified Snare. Throw an explosive device energized with strand matter and arc energy that detonates in a supercharged suspending burst. The suspended target takes heavy damage over time and chains jolting lightning to any nearby targets. And for the Warlock, Freezing Singularity. Throw a mass of void energy and stasis matter. On impact, it deploys a miniature black hole orbited by a halo of slowing ice. After a short duration, the black hole implodes, suppressing and dealing heavy damage to all nearby targets. In multitudes, now let's talk about prismatic fragments. One of the challenges we identified early on was that a lot of power from our single damage type subclasses comes from the network of many interconnected gameplay loops the player can dip into when they focus their build crafting on a single element. When the player's focus is split between multiple elements, we still need to provide enough opportunities for stacking powerful synergies, as well as providing value to the new Transcendence loop. To help us solve that problem, we've increased most prismatic aspect fragment slot allotments to 3, with a few of our most potent options staying at 2 fragment slots. You're going to need the extra space. With Prismatic, from day 1 of the final shape, you'll be able to find or earn a total of 21 fragments, a sizable bump over the typical 14 to 16. Some are reimaginations or combinations of existing fragments, and some are brand new. Unlike our core damage type, fragments in Prismatic are unlocked for all of your characters as soon as you acquire them. If you finish the campaign on your Hunter and want to start on your Titan will have all the fragments you unlocked on your Hunter. Here's a look at some of the fragment options you can look forward to. So we'll start here with Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with dark damage grants grenade energy. Facet of Bravery. Defeating targets with grenades grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. Defeating targets with powered melee final blows grants unraveling rounds to your strand weapons. Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits against targets make you radiant. Powered melee final blows make both you and nearby allies radiant. Facet of Defiance. Finishers create a detonation that either jolts, squishes, slows, severs, or makes targets volatile, based on the damage type of your equipped super. Facet of Dominance. Your void grenades weaken and arc grenades jolt targets. Facet of Generosity. Defeating targets while Transcendent creates orbs of power for your allies. Facet of Grace. Damaging targets with kinetic weapons grants you bonus Transcendence energy. Defeating targets with your super grants you and nearby allies bonus Transcendence energy. Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. Facet of Justice. While Transcendent, your ability final blows explode. Facet of Protection. While surrounded by enemies, you are more resistant to incoming damage. Facet of Purpose. Picking up an orb of power grants either Amplified, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or Overshield based on the damage of your equipped super. Facet of Ruin. This increases the size and damage of the burst when you shatter a stasis crystal or frozen target and increases the size of solar ignitions. We're truly excited at the new possibilities that Prismatic brings, from combining abilities in brand new ways to exploring more build crafting options than ever before. We look forward to seeing what you will all come up with as we venture forth into this new era of Destiny 2. And there you have it, dev insights for the Prismatic deep dive. I don't know about you Guardians, but I am absolutely stoked for TFS dropping in June. What this subclass is going to bring is just something that we've never experienced before in Destiny 2, right? So we're going to get the new campaign. We're going to get the conclusion of the Light versus Darkness saga. The story arc will finally come full circle. But in doing so, we're going to have Prismatic to propel us through the new campaign, through the new content in TFS. The build crafting, the theory crafting, it's already working in my mind. What we just read here, what these starting aspects and fragments are going to be, the combinations of them, the different damage types, and building up the Transcendence meter, even having kinetic weapons assisting you in that, which was a big question on my mind. You know, are kinetics going to get, left in the dust here? No, that's not the case. As always, what are your thoughts on what we just read here? What are your thoughts on TFS and the new Prismatic subclass? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much. And until next time, Guardians, be safe, stay vigilant, and as always, may the light protect us all. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are very much appreciated, and subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Peace.